Hello, Internet. This is Lewis, aka Polishdoc90 from Neon Space. I'm here today for week 2 of the free-to-play NFL Rivals Bootcamp. If you missed week 1, the too long didn't watch is basically just grind out the campaign, try to get as many coins and diamonds as you can, and use those coins and diamonds to buy player packs to unlock more base players. This week I'm going over some further strategies to increase the power of your base team so you can qualify in events to unlock NFT players. Even though the title says week 2, this was really more like 3 weeks of grinding. Alright, let's hop into it. This footage is pre-recorded. I just screen recorded on my phone and I'm going to narrate over it. This pack you get from an achievement for running through the campaign. So I definitely recommend running through the campaign and just trying to get all of the achievements done through that. This is me winning my first Super Bowl. When you win a Super Bowl, you get upgrade points for all of the positions, you get coins, and you get diamonds. And I believe after you win your first Super Bowl, you get a 90+ wide receiver pack. And what do I pull? I pull a Tyreek Hill, which is incredible. He's literally probably the best free-to-play player you can get. This was super lucky. He's very fast. And my strategy for winning the base events is essentially just throw to him every single play. If you can get Tyreek, it's good. I would almost recommend like deleting your account and starting again until you can get a Tyreek, because you just have to play through one Super Bowl to get that 90+ pack. And here's me buying a large pack with the coins. I always save for the large packs because in the long run, I think it's like 500 coins less or something. So you can get more players for less coins. You don't get them as quickly as buying single packs, but in the long run, it adds up. You also usually get not great cards out of these packs compared to the diamond packs that give you 80+ players. But occasionally, like right there, I pulled a 78, which is not bad. And I've even pulled like a 90+ out of one of these packs. So it's worth opening them until you build your team. And then you should use your coins to upgrade your players eventually. And here I am looking at the league. I'm showing what you get for qualifying in the league. You get diamonds. And you also get the conditioning points, which you need to upgrade your players from level 4 to level 5. And here is really the strategy. You want to enter the diamond events. This LB event, you need 2 80+ linebackers. So I'm going to take my 78 linebacker and I'm just going to upgrade him because you can get him to level 80 through upgrade points. You can see here at level 4, he goes to 81. So boom. He's up, and then I only have 1, and you need 2. So you can go to the shop, and then with your gems, you can buy a 80+ guaranteed pack. And that's basically the strategy is each event, you want to buy the packs that get you a player to get into the diamond event, and then you should be able to unlock enough diamonds in that event to buy the pack for the next event. Because every time there's a diamond event, there's packs that go alongside those events with the players you need to enter the events in the packs. Here I am entering the event. I'm looking here what you need to qualify for diamonds. You want to try to get 700 diamonds. 51 to 100 is not really possible free to play, but you can pretty easily get the 700 diamonds. And you honestly don't even need to play all the games. I'm looking at the points available here. You can play the second highest tier for 1,050 points. And I believe if you play 13 to 14 matches, you should have enough for the 700 diamonds. You don't even need to play all 20 of your matches. It also gives you a little wiggle room. You can lose a couple times. So if you're new and still learning, fast forwarding through the play here. If you want to watch more in-depth gameplay, you can watch the first video, which I did a lot of full matches. And I kind of explained the strategy a little more, but essentially throw the Tyreek every play, run for 2-point conversions, and you want to run down the clock when you're under 1 minute in the fourth quarter, or like 1 minute 10 seconds, which is what I'm doing here. I'm just running plays to run the clock down, and then you want to score when there's less than 10 seconds left. And here I'm so close to the end zone that I'm just actually waiting. I'm not running a play. So I'm going to wait until the clock counts down, and then I'm going to run the play. I usually do 10 to 12 seconds, but it turns red at 10 seconds, and that's sort of what you want to do if you want to be safe. They've scored on me with like 13 seconds left, so you can think there's no time left. And that just makes it so you can guarantee win. Like, even if a team has a way higher power than you, you can still win as long as you're timing it correctly. If you score every time and they score against you every time, then you'll end up winning your games. And kind of the new meta for running right now is 2-point conversions you want to run left. When you run right, sometimes your blockers actually like aggro the cornerbacks more towards your running back. Your wide receiver on the left does not block. It ends up actually being better because your wide receiver draws the cornerback back. And it takes a little bit of work to learn how to run the 2-point conversions, but basically if you run close enough to them, they'll dive, but you don't want to get too close to get tackled, so you kind of have to feel it out. You don't want to use your turbo immediately. You want to wait until they get close to you and use your turbo, because then they'll dive and miss. And it takes a little putzing around to get good at it, but I'd say I probably get like 80% of my 2-point conversions, and I don't even have the fastest running back on my base team. Here I am again, second quarter, with under a minute left, so I'm just trying to kill time here. I am not trying to score immediately, because then they could get the ball back and score and give me 0 seconds, and then they'll be up in the second half. So if you want to guarantee that you will be up and have a chance to win every time, make sure to kill that clock in the end of the second and the fourth quarter. Boom. You actually don't even need to score 2-point conversions. If you are successfully timing out the clock, you'll win without 2-point conversions, because you'll always be up by 1 touchdown. For the events, when we start getting it competitive, you will want to do 2-point conversions every time, because every point matters for the score spread. In this event, we're not so worried about the score spread, because we're just trying to get enough points to qualify for 700 diamonds. Killing time, as we do in the end of the second and the fourth. And I was pretty easily able to beat a team with a much higher power. So even if you don't have the power recommended for playing those teams, it's okay to go after them. I'd recommend the second to highest tier, just because you don't need to do the highest tier to qualify. You could even do lower tiers if it's hard, because you just got to add up the points and make sure you're getting enough to get the plus 700 diamonds. They also updated since the last video, and there's a new campaign. So instead of playing full seasons every time, there's like mini playoffs, and the playoffs give you specific players. So same thing with my advice from the previous one, is you just want to grind through all of these. These give you players, so you want to unlock as many players as possible to build out your base team. I'm just kind of skipping through it here. You don't need to see all the gameplay, but I'm showing what rewards I get so you can see how I'm building my team. There's the free pack you get, and then it shows up in the packs in the shop as a free pack. And each one of these gives you like a 70 plus player, so when you're running all base players and you have guys in the 60s, that will help you improve your power and make it easier to win in the events. 76 defensive end, not bad. And then I'm just grinding through the next one. If you time your games correctly too, you can play more of the campaign. You only have 5 energy in the campaign, so you always want to play your campaign games first, use all the stamina, and then go play your event and your league matches, which will give you experience. And then if you level it up, it resets your 5 stamina. So I always recommend playing the campaign first when you log in, and then go do your other things. And if you level up, then go back to the campaign and use the stamina, and you can kind of daisy chain that to play multiple. And that gets harder the higher level you are, so this strategy works the best when you're a lower level, because when you're higher level, it takes more games to level up. But when you first start playing, you should be able to level up pretty easily, and you should be able to play a bunch of games. That's also a nerf. It used to be 10 stamina for the campaign, but in this new campaign update, you can now only do 5 matches, so you have to time those out a little bit better. This also wasn't all one play session. I was playing throughout like probably 2 weeks, and I just filmed every time I played. So don't expect all this progress overnight, but I'd say it's very possible to get a competitive team within like 1 month of playing. Before you can even really compete in the base event, you want to try to get like mostly 70 and 80 players on your defense. Defense is the meta in this game, so you need defense to get stops, and you need stops to increase your score spread. Your score spread is all that matters in the events, because you have to play the highest tier team in the events to qualify for NFT rewards, and you essentially, everybody wins every game, so then the score becomes how much more do you win by. And if you're scoring every single time, like everyone is, then it's how many stops does your defense get that increases your score spread. You need at least like 1 decent running back and a good wide receiver and quarterback, but once you have that, you should be buying all defense packs, the Diamond 80 plus defense packs. And that's also changed since I recorded this video. The new defense packs are actually much better. You get 3 guaranteed 80 plus players. This one was 1 80 plus player, and then you usually get 2 players in like the 60s or 70s. So you should actually be able to, oh yeah, I got a Dak Prescott. That will help. Got a solid running back and a solid quarterback. And here I'm checking Drake versus Dylan, and you can actually see even though Drake has a lower power, he has a higher speed. So I'm going to keep the guy with the higher speed even if his number isn't as high. And I'm checking the same thing. Is Jalen Hurts actually worse than Prescott, even though Prescott has a higher number? So the individual stats on the players matters. For quarterback, you kind of want long pass and short pass accuracy. For running back, you want speed and endurance. And wide receiver, you want speed and endurance as well. So it's worth checking the individual player stats, and you don't always need to go with the higher power. More pack ripping, more building my team. That's a good pack, 2 80+ players. Although now you get 3 guaranteed. So I probably could have done this even faster had I recorded this before the updates. And it's also worth mentioning this game is fairly new and it's a work in progress. They're balancing it. It's not quite early access still. I'd say we're kind of like into season 1. Kickoff is actually tomorrow for the first NFL season kickoff while the game has been launched, but I would expect stuff to change, and stuff in this guide might be outdated depending on when you're watching it, and I might make a new one in like 6 months as things change to explain the new strategies. I will also say it's really fun ripping packs. Like, one of the fun things about playing on a new account was constantly getting to build my team. That just does not really happen on my NFT team because I have almost all epic cards, so very few people are improvements. And even opening packs, it's hard to get like legendaries out of the packs. And I should also mention, I don't think you should multi-account. I'm only multi-accounting for educational purposes. I asked Jonathan, the commissioner of the league, if it's okay if I do this, and I will only play 20 out of 25 matches in the NFT reward events. That way I won't actually win the rewards, but if you see after day 4, I'm able to be in the top 200 after 20 games played, then you can assume that I'll be, and really just need top 500 to get the blueprints. So anything above top 500 gets you an NFT reward, and then you can start building your team and then competing outside of the base events. But the base event should be very possible for you to qualify free to play. It might not be fast. Paying money for NFTs basically helps you skip the line and compete faster, but the point of this series was to try to prove that you can do it without paying money. Next week, I'll show you playing in the base events. And the strategy while playing in the base events is a little more important than the diamond events because every point matters. So I'll go over more gameplay strategy there. This video is mostly just team building strategy. There I am ripping more 80+ defense packs. So you're going to spend pretty much all your diamonds on, but you do want to keep enough diamonds to be able to buy a pack if it's like, oh, the 80+ tight end pack or whatever the pack is to get you into the next event. You at least want to save enough diamonds for that so you can continue to play in the events and earn more diamonds. But any additional diamonds you get past like 700, I think the packs are 650, but whatever the pack price is, you want to save that, and then anything more than that, you just want to spend on the 80+ defensive packs. Unless you don't have a good receiver. You want at least one good receiver, quarterback, and running back. But once you get those, you should be pretty safe to put all of your points into defense. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will edit and put out the week 3 video shortly, and that's the one where I actually compete in the base events. And spoiler alert, I do pretty well. If y'all are interested in more NFT gaming content, please consider subscribing. And if you want to hang out and have any questions, feel free to join our Discord. I'm around all the time. I have no life, and I love discussing the strategies to these games. So come hang out, say hi, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out, everybody.